So,
Hello.
Yeah,
the
phone's ringing.
the phone is ringing. This is another thing that they blatantly took from Silent Hill, although they took it further than Silent Hill did, as far as I know.
You have the wrong number.
Hello.
You remember that moment where you opened a door in the school and the phone behind you would ring, and then you'd hear your daughter like calling out for you over the phone? Well, yeah, they kind of ripped that off for one of the phone moments in this game.
I don't know anything about the mold men.
The phone here serves a purpose. Now, it's a confusing purpose.
Oh, no, wait, she's gone. So we
Now
didn't,
for my next trick.
we didn't murder her, at least. That's good? Question?
Or somebody took the body.
And she left the axe. How convenient.
Oh, really nice.
Yay, now we can use this thing that I used to murder my wife.
Even when she's trying to kill me, she's looking out for me.
And now I'm perfectly equipped against any sword user.
Well, that is how the weapon triangle works. But
that means I'll never get into Smash, though.
Wait,
Damn.
no. Axes are good against spears
Oh, yeah.
because they chop
Backwards.
the, they
Yeah,
chop
so
the.
if you
Yeah,
brought, yeah, so
backwards.
if you brought
I'm perfect-
an axe
I'm perfectly-
to Smash Brothers, you'd be wrecked instantly by half the roster.
Oh,
Tough
man.
director. And Simon.
In any case, yeah, now we need to find a way out. The back door unfortunately locked itself behind us.
Break a window.
Well, all the windows are boarded up, but, you know...
You have an axe.
You have an axe.
Yeah, but that's the thing. If you were to try and chop through a bunch of wood with this axe, it would make a ton of noise, and Mia is still running around in here. Oh.
I'm sure bolt cutters make no noise whatsoever.
So, Lois, you just couldn't wait to see the bolt cutter animation, so you cut a few frames ahead.
This is why I haven't been continuing the Persona 5 playthrough. And yeah, this was recorded around the time that I was still doing the Persona 5 playthrough. It's these kind of glitches showing up all over the place that have had me not recording stuff for a while.
But we'll get back to it.
It's probably my hard drive. It's probably not fast enough for the footage.
Otherwise,
Also,
it's
Game
like
Capture
William
HD
being
can suck a
Batman.
dick, too, for the record.
Well, I mean, you can use OBS to record stuff using the device, but for some reason I can't get it to look as good as it should. Oh, well, hello. Oh, good. She's normal. We don't have to worry about her trying to murder us. Yeah, we don't have. Oh. Spoke a little too soon. Ow.
So how
Okay.
many gamma rays did she need to get pelted by in order for this
Ah!
to
So
start?
let me tell you how my mind works in these kind of things. So earlier in my first playthrough, I ran into a cabinet that had a lock on it, and I couldn't find a lockpick. So I get to this part of the game, and she jams that screwdriver into my hand. My first reaction is, "Hey, a lockpick!"
Man, your poor left hand, though, that thing's got to be, like,
Gone?
absolutely useless.
Well, now it's
gone.
that- now it is.
Now it's useless. It's gone.
Oh,
You know,
crap.
you know the real twisted thing about this that a lot of people miss on their first playthrough?
You can pick up the hand up.
You can pick the hand up and put it in your inventory, yes. I think there's also an optional moment in the first Jack Baker stealth section where he can cut your hand off again, and you can
Yes.
pick it up. And
Wait, you lose both hands?
no, he chops. I
same
think
one.
the same hand off, but you can
Wait, so
pick
you
it up.
you could stitch the old hand?
It gets put back on.
It gets put
after a
back
sequence,
on and
yeah.
then cut off again in an optional segment, and then you can use the medical healing bottle to put it back together again.
And it
It's
works?
Yes.
It is that potent.
It's a really, really creepy-ass optional moment that we're not going to see in this playthrough because I don't suck at avoiding Jack Baker. But, you know, it's a thing that can happen if he catches you in a certain room.
Ethan, could you stop looking at your stub?
Ethan losing his left hand, just a running gag.
Man,
of the
you know,
entire
this
game.
is how you know George Trevor wasn't giving this house his A game when he remodeled it. You know, in a top tier George Trevor construction, you would have needed a square crank to move that staircase. Just saying.
And
I
the square
probably
crank
shouldn't be-
would have been hidden in a cabinet 2 rooms away. Though,
No,
so,
it would have been
you
hidden
know.
on top of a shelf half a building away. Because that's how Resident Evil works.
A gun.
Yeah, but this is early in the game. He knows that you need to have some time to warm up to these things.
Okay.
He's very considerate like that.
I like Ethan's reaction to picking up the gun. He just looks it over and he's like, I've got one hand. This gun is my only defense. Yeah, sure. Let's go with it.
I don't know, like with games like this where you have to like slowly like be methodical and see what you can use and what you can't use. I saw that dummy there, and I was wondering, can I take the leg off and use it as a battering object?
No, this
So
is
two
not
questions. First question:
Oh.
Can you put a hook on your hand?
No.
Second question: Are there certain weapons that you can only use if you stitch your hand back onto your stub?
What-
Okay, well, just to jump ahead, your hand's gonna get stitched back into your stub pretty soon after this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but does it still like have finger movement and crap?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it
That's
does.
not
it
how
acts as if it was never
it
touched.
works.
Yeah, we know, Ted. We know. But
know.
this also has Miracle Jesus Juice.
Well,
so.
it's not just Miracle Jesus Juice. Ethan gets infected by the mold, and the entire game takes place while he's in the early stages, so it doesn't take him over completely, but it does give him, additional regenerative capabilities, which is why his hand can get stitched back on.
Adamant barrage.
Oh, so he's almost a zombie.
Anyway, there is something to keep in mind while you're fighting this boss. Because you have only one hand, your reload speed is super slow. So, yeah.
How was he holding on to that clip?
He was pressing it against his chest.
Pressing
I
it against his
imagine.
chest and,
Was it? Okay.
pushing the gun down onto the clip. It's,
He sticks to
It's hard. It's hard to tell from the
yeah,
camera position.
From the camera position, it's hard to tell. Anyway, if you get into this room while Mia's still in the other room, she cuts through the wall. You want her to do this because it creates a circle that you can run around to avoid Mia more easily. Otherwise, you have to dodge around.
Here's Johnny.
That's a pain in the ass.
No, Mia, you have to be more self-aware. You should have cut in the shape of a
No,
seven.
Ryan. Jack Baker is the Shining reference, not Mia. Oh. Although, it would
Well,
be...
Jack Baker is also the Evil Dead reference, but
Oh.
So I'm surprised with the way this game isn't going that we're not straight up Black Knight from Monty Python.
all right, Mia, we'll call it a draw.
I'll bite your legs off. I forgot I left that death in. But yeah, Mia can be a pain in the ass, especially on Madhouse difficulty, where you have less ammo and she also has more health. So
I love that. I love that speed run. At one of the GDQs.
Okay.
yeah, the Madhouse version of this boss gives you I think maybe 2 more bullets than you need to actually kill her with headshots. So yeah.
Now, does Madhouse just ramp up the damage done, or does it give bosses new patterns and strategies?
It ramps up the output and it severely limits what items you can find.
It doesn't just severely limit what items you can find, it also remixes the item placement considerably, including changing up the entire way that the antique coins work. The antique coins are scattered.
Are needed to progress in Madhouse, I think.
Yeah, they're needed to progress. There's coin cages for the for the house keys, so you need to find them around.
Nah, at that point, I just...
The bosses at the beginning are fucking annoying, and I haven't gotten past them yet because I just don't have the patience.
You were always watching me. Why?
Cause you have a chainsaw, bitch.
There are implied issues between husband and wife here that you don't ever actually find out what they are, but she says stuff that implies that there was friction between them even before she disappeared 3 years ago. So, but Ethan is still dedicated to finding her, so it must not have been that
I
bad.
would like to think the plot twist in this game is that she's not affected at all, and this is just how strained the relationship is.
Didn't make alimony one time.
Anyway, yeah, I'm being careful to try and aim for her head because that obviously does more damage.
If it has a head in the game that's not Dead Space, it is most likely the weak point.
You don't necessarily always want to aim for the head in Resident Evil 7 because sometimes they.
Relying on me.
Be-
Everyone is relying on me.
Oh yeah, and she also buzzsaws through doors.
Well, this game sort of has what I call the Resident Evil Umbrella Chronicles problem, where headshots do significant more damage, but I don't feel there's enough physical feedback on it.
For the most part, that's because most of what you're fighting are like molded up weird monster things with a hell of a lot more endurance. But it's a lot weirder when it's zombies, I will say.
I guess it's just because I play so much 4 or 5 and 6 to some extent that, you know, when you do a headshot, there is a stronger reaction to just like clipping them on the shoulder.
Yeah, that's hi. I'm just here to sell you some Cutco knives.
Do you have time to talk about Jesus?
In any case,
Your reaction is completely warranted, sir.
okay. What was I about to say? Oh yeah, feedback on headshots. In the classic Resident Evils and in 4 and 5 and 6, the enemies were mostly just human bodies that were infected by things that made them crazy and aggressive. The mold monsters have a hell of a lot more endurance, so it makes sense that there's less feedback to them. It's weirder when it's zombies, because the only thing zombies really have going for them when it comes to resisting gunshots is a lack of a pain signal. Their head should snap back pretty hard if you shoot them.
Don't you die on us.
Yeah.
You have work.
Which is why headshots are, well, one of the reasons why headshots are considered the traditional horror go-to way to kill a zombie. You know, blow their
Okay,
brains
missed
out.
opportunity. Zoe's first line should have been, "Let me give you a hand."
Well, it was my hand. You took it out
Say,
of
hey,
my
I'm
inventory.
giving these away for free.
You took it out of my inventory. It's
Yeah,
my
I know.
hand.
Yeah, she's a thief.
So do you get it back?
Talk
even
about
if you
hand
didn't
jobs.
Pick it up.
Anyway,
Do you get it back even if you didn't pick it up?
yeah,
Yes.
she finds it for you.
Yeah.
It's just being able to pick it up and put it in your inventory was supposed to be a shock moment.
Gotta hand it to you, Ethan. You're tougher than you look.
Welcome to that one scene from Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yep.
Man, we're really going hand over foot for these puns.
Oh God.
Speaking of hands, this one moment where Lucas Baker loses his hand because his father saws it off with a kitchen knife was censored in the demo. In the demo, his hand was just sort of awkwardly hanging off of his stump for some reason. No, it's completely.
I told you
off.
not to get handsy with the food, son.
Now, you still have control over where Ethan is looking for this. I recommend at least tilting your head enough to see Lucas Baker over there, because the way he's looking at you all anticipatory is like the creepiest fucking thing once you know that he's not actually under the mold's control right now. He's
Jack
just
Baker,
crazy.
or-
No,
No, the
Lucas
son.
Baker, the guy in the hoodie over there.
Oh, okay.
The Sid wannabe.
Yeah.
Oh, he's just an asshole. Okay.
I mean, oh yeah,
Yeah.
spoiler alert, as is the BrainScratch way, I'm talking about plot things well before they happen. But Lucas Baker is... He was infected by the mold initially. In fact, if you play the Zoe Prologue DLC, he's the most pathetic thing in that. He just gets dragged off by Jack at the very beginning, flailing and screaming as he goes. But he gets contacted by the company that created this mold, and they want to observe what's happening since Eveline is loose here. And they want to see what's happening with the family and use the whole thing as an experiment. So in this case, the company that made the Biohazard is just letting things progress and seeing what they can find out from it. It's pretty sick when you think about it, but Lucas...
Unfortunately, it's also not unrealistic because scientists have done that before, because ethics.
Yeah, but Lucas is the one that... Because they knew from past events that Lucas was a bit screwed up. They got in contact with Lucas, healed him of the mold, and let him be their go-between. So he's sitting here watching his family wrestle with this monstrosity and enjoying every second of it. The guy is fucked up as hell.
Except for the part where his hand gets chopped off. I suppose he didn't enjoy that.
He was like, ah, shit, they didn't tell me about that part.
He gets better.
Oh, so normal people can stitch their hands on too. All right, Resident Evil. Okay,
Now,
whatever.
If I remember correctly... Oh no, this is a different one. This is a news article involving... Oh yeah, New Orleans is nearby. I forgot about that. Yeah, this is close to New Orleans. They established that. You can look around in this room for as long as you want. Jack Baker is a scripted event. He stumbles around the corner as you walk down the other hallway, so you can take as much time as you want, making sure that you've got everything and all the files in this room, getting the lay of the land so that you know where to go and
There
what
were
you need
clearly
to do.
more than 5 bullets in that model.
Okay, so question: why didn't he just kill you when he found you after the fight?
Because Evelyn wants
A family.
Evelyn wants Ethan to be her daddy, so she's
Oh, okay.
basically ordered the Baker family not to kill us. But he's going to try eventually anyway because he gets insanely jealous that Evelyn wants Ethan to be her daddy instead of him.
We're also kind of getting in their way.
Okay.
So yeah, the food they serve are the missing people that the police are investigating in this area right now. So cannibalistic murders sound familiar? Yeah, it's.
But we'll take the herb out of the trash. That's still
I was
good.
gonna say it's tasty. I wouldn't call it.
I
itchy,
wonder
though.
if the New Orleans newspaper misspelled bizarre as badly as the Raccoon Times did. You know,
Well, maybe it's just
you know what's
thinking at this
funky? That misspelling is like a Western version exclusive because all the newspaper clips in the uncensored FMV were actually pictures of the murder victims in the original version of that. So the English misspelling only exists in the English version of the game that already had English voice acting to begin with. Hi, Granny.
Oops.
Oh, have
Alright,
any of
so-
you guys seen the Pro Jared run of this game?
No,
No, I've
I
Oh,
don't think I
it's
watched
hilarious because he immediately suspects the grandma as a joke.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I actually watched.
No, look,
like, the first
okay,
few
that was
episodes.
actually what I was just gonna bring up. I mean, when did you guys figure that the Granny here was more important than it seemed? Really,
The fact that she started popping up everywhere.
Well, there was
I-
there was a picture in the opening section of the granny
Yeah.
that had like letter and a number on it, and I was like,
E001.
and I'm like, okay, that's got to be important.
Yeah, that's got to be important somehow. And you know what? I kind of wish they didn't do that because from the get go, I was
Well,
immediately suspicious.
it's really easy to miss that though. I've seen a lot.
It was it? I thought you could. I thought it was pretty obvious.
it's like
Also
a-
easier.
It's a downturned piece of paper on a table that you could easily miss because some stuff goes down in that room, and you're probably looking for a way to deal with it.
Because see, in this kind of game, I'm super observant to what I can pick up and what I can interact with.
It depends on what kind of player you are. It's easy to miss, but it's also easy to find if you're looking around for it. Because obviously
Yeah.
the HUD puts a big X marker over anything that you can pick up. So, yeah. Anyway, Jack Baker's annoying.
Well, I mean, he does kind of want to kill you.
There was a point, like a couple parts from now, where I realized that sitting behind things and peeking out from around corners for like 3 parts at a time was going to get tedious. So I just started shooting him in the fucking head, which you can do. It wastes ammo, but it knocks him out long enough for you to get away.
If you're playing on normal mode, you have more than enough handgun ammo.
And Madhouse mode is another thing. Ugh. Yeah, it took a long time for him to wander into this room.
This is all too fun.
No, it isn't.
Well, someone's on it.
Ollie, and free.
I'm at least someone is enjoying this part of the game. Come on. Now there is an inherently creepy thing about being in first person in this kind of game, and I think it actually lends itself better to this kind of horror than tank controls and third person do. And that's unless you're peeking out from a hidey hole like this one, you have to expose yourself to your enemy's view in order to see them. So you have to look around a corner in order to confirm where your enemy... Oh, Jesus. You see what I mean? See, I have to edge out from around this corner to make sure that he's not looking back at me.
In terms of detection, though, that table might as well just be a solid box. 'Cause
Yeah,
you should be able to
but
see
there
him
aren't
easily.
that many of those around.
Oh, hello,
Jesus.
sir.
Fuck.
Hello.
See, that's what I was trying to avoid. Oh, damn. Oh.
Swing and a miss.
Well, I mean, he had a delayed reaction, and so did Lewis.
I was backing up, and he swung like right over my head, and I'm like, oh Jesus. Fuck. Oh, I was expecting him to come through the wall. Oh, Jesus. Ugh.
No, I just got that back.
Whoa.
If you actually
He's a
attack,
fast little fucker.
Jesus, damn. Okay, he injured me in a weird way early on where my fingers are bleeding, and it's kind of creepy, that particular injury. Because whenever your hand is the blood has physics. Whenever your hand is oriented upward, the blood will drip down your fingers when you're opening doors, or when you're blocking, or when you're looking at your health meter, because the inventory in this game does not pause the game, I don't think.
Yeah, they throw that red jam on you, but unlike, a modern trained soldier, you don't know how to wipe jam off your face, so you're pretty screwed whenever you get sick.
Okay, you know that event I talked about where he can rip off your hand and you have to heal it back on? That occurs in the same room that the hatch is in, so I always get really nervous around the hatch when I'm trying to unlock it. Oh, hi, lawnmower. Jack, I found your mower.
How did it get down here?
They call attention to it, too, by putting one of the antique coins on it. Well, this is a storage space, so obviously he put it down here himself and then forgot about it. But the real question is, how did he plan to get it back out?
Yeah.
I mean, what does he have, a winch or something? How is he going to get those tires out, too? This house is weird.
Does he even have any grass to mow?
Yeah,
Oh, outside, yeah.
He's in like swamp jungle, so.
Yeah, but
So-
you wouldn't want to ride a lawnmower through the swamp because you'd break it.
Well, he's
get
not
water.
actually on the swamp. He's like near the swamp. The bayou is nearby, but he's on more solid. Oh, Cheryl, is that you, Cheryl?
Why do you need me to come to Louisiana?
Zoe, right? What the fuck are these?
Shut up and listen if you want to stay alive.
Okay, from anyone in the comments who actually speaks in a southern accent, how fake are the southern accents in this game?
And that thing on your wrist? Don't lose it. It's important.
I don't think that's how staplers work, Zoe.
You got the time? Well, let's caution the clock.
You do need to be cautious right now, yes.
Anyway, the main house, the Baker estate, well, not an estate, it's not big enough to really be an estate. The Baker house is sort of structured like the Spencer estate, but it's kind of a mental trick the game plays on you, because the progression of this game is a lot more like Resident Evil 3, where you're going from area to area in a fairly linear progression, and the exploration is more localized to smaller chunks of the game. You start out in this one wing of the house, where you need to find a way to open this big door and avoid Jack Baker and fight Jack Baker, and just everything is related to Jack Baker. Then you go up to the second floor of the same side of the house and avoid Jack Baker again while exploring for items.
Alright, we got the Albert already. Nice.
And then you go to the other side of the house, and that's its own self-contained section. And then you leave the house and go to the first outside the
We even
house
got
section.
stat buffing coins. Pop those in my mouth and I'm immediately better.
Yeah, I got the DLC for this. I also unlocked several items by playing through the game, which is where the essence
Running
of secret
shoes.
events come. The
Running
walking-
shoes.
I'm sorry, like, I see a tack coin, and I'm thinking it's a projectile.
So
The
are
dir-
you using any of them in this playthrough, or no?
No, I'm not using the DLC stuff in this playthrough. The dirty coin down at the bottom is another semi-DLC item, but that's actually an item that you get for completing the demo. The dirty coin doesn't actually do anything other than provides you a free antique coin to use on the cages at the in the trailer, so that you can get the extra items a little easier. But that's not necessary, because there are more coins in the game than you actually need. Also, there are these bobbleheaded things. They're called Mr. Everywheres, and we will be destroying them all. But not right now,
Yay.
because I don't like wasting bullets on them.
Do you get something for blowing them up?
Well, one is an achievement, but...
I think destroying all the Mr. Everywheres is what gets you one of the unlockable items. But the Mr. Everywheres are just these bobbleheaded dolls that are bobbleheaded football things, because, well, Jack Baker is a football fan, that are scattered around the house.
He's from the south, so yeah.
Although it gets a little it gets a little hard to suspend disbelief when you're still finding them inside the salt mines. Just saying.
Dedicated football fans.
And inside the boat.
Really dedicated football fans.
So dedicated that the boat that doesn't even have anything to do with the Baker family and was sailing in from, for all we know, another country, still has.
Everybody's a fan of
them.
Mr. Everywhere.
As we all know, people from Europe are the biggest American football fans out there.
Soccer fans.
I said American.
American
Gosh.
football.
It's a lot of red tape.
Yeah.
Bureaucrats.
I was amused. I was amused when I was watching the first footage of the Resident Evil 2 remake and found that they still brought back the knife that is given to you by a black police officer, which you immediately use to cut tape off of a control panel. Oh, man.
On a positive though, is with wearing headphones for this sort of thing, you actually can soak up all the little nuances.
Yeah. Hi, Marvin.
Hey, you gotta help.
Hi, Officer Death Flag.
You don't want to come in here, sir. This is a horror movie, and you're a black guy.
You're a black guy and a cop. That's like double.
Yeah, it's like a black cop.
That's why I called you Officer Death Flag.
No, here's the thing. If he was 3 days before retirement, then he would have so many death flags that he would...
Probably survive just to subvert everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, because after a while, you just kind of go into the negative zone.
There have been so
And-
many
and you
people
end
like
up
that
crying.
in actuality that their existences have imploded in on themselves, and they've died before they were even conceived.
Well, no, they become Civ Gandhi and they just go back around.
Anyway, it's unfortunate that this guy winds up getting killed so gruesomely, but you know, I get the feeling that he was kind of supposed to be a reference to Marvin Branagh in the first place, but
Probably.
he doesn't have quite the role in the story that Marvin does.
No, maybe he's like the TSA guy in Get Out. If so, he has a chance.
Well, if this is a Stephen King novel instead of a movie based on his novel, he might survive and be a mentor figure to the main character by the end.
Is that Dark Tower?
No, that's The Shining, actually. The black guy survives in the book,
Shining. Oh, okay.
believe it or not.
What am I gonna do with a knife?
I'm bad at this.
In fact, he very bravely escorts the son and daughter, the son and wife out. You know,
Time to go break that Mr. Everywhere.
it's
Well,
good
I
to
guess
know
we're
that
doing this first.
we're finding
Yeah,
so
we'll
much
do that
handgun
later.
ammo before we even have a handgun. You know.
Well, we had the Wesker. Or is
Well,
that
yeah.
a Magnum?
And you know that gun sort of makes the the game a joke, which is why I'm not using it. It's quite a powerful.
Wait, is there a
handgun.
gun actually called the Wesker?
It's the
Or the
Albert
Albert.
model. It's the Albert model.
Oh,
handgun,
okay.
yeah.
Albert Wesker. All right.
It was developed by the New Umbrella. Here's what I don't get: where the hell did Jack Baker
Where's that come from? Yeah.
You don't see him walk in from the side. He's just
Oh,
there.
Jesus.
Officer Death Flag, no!
Wow, that is a sharp shovel, man. There's a blue guy that I would like you to talk to. You know, you could get some pointers. Do you
Okay.
know how high you can bounce with that thing?
So, this boss is a pain in the ass unless you know to grab the car key and immediately go for the car. They know that this is easy to do in normal mode though. So when you're playing in Madhouse mode, they put the key in a locked case. So you need to find a locked pick, open the case, and then get the key out of the case, and then get into the car, all before he thinks to get into the car first.
I'm imagining Austin Powers with the little trolley thing trying to back forward and back.
That's pretty much how it goes. Jack Baker could get into the car and try to run you over with it, but it's surprisingly easy to avoid when he does. I actually just sort of...
Well, yeah, because he's got to make a wide-ass turn. It's still kind of terrifying, though. He rips the hood off and everything.
I always wanted a convertible.
He's like skidding in circles throughout the he's going in circles throughout the garage.
Where
But
did
it's-
you learn to
it's-
drive?
It's easy enough to dance around the side of the car and just whack him with your knife over and over.
Yeah.
Which is
That's what I did.
That's what I did the first time. But it's so much more fun to get into the car and experience this sequence. It also saves a ton of ammo. So
Oh, you're a Marvel vs. Capcom 2 fan as well.
you managed to duck under the I-beam, but Jack, are you
Jack
okay?
isn't so lucky.
Oh, his I-beam was lower. Yeah. He couldn't duck. That's irony.
No! Oh.
He's alive.
And who said high beams are annoying?
I'll take the high beam. You take the low beam. Yeah.
And I'll survive before
this is a Glock 17. Does anyone want to guess what the actual ammo capacity of a Glock 17 should be?
17?
Ted is correct. Ted with the cookie.
A 17 is such an awkward number.
The gun has 10 bullets. A Glock 17 with 10 bullets. Something's not right here. Maybe it's like, oh, Jesus. Fuck. You see, I got cocky there.
I too have seen The Burning Man.
I got cocky there. He can't actually kill you in this sequence, but if he does get a hold of you, he does take you down to danger status. So you want to shoot him down before the car
I'm on fire!
explodes. You see, I got cocky and thought like I could shoot him just a couple of times in the head and it would handle him, but...
I'm more curious why at this point he just doesn't, open the garage and take the police car out.
In any case, there's no way to open the garage from here. So, yeah. In any case,
I mean, I think the car still runs.
Okay,
Give it a shot.
so hey, Ethan, pal, I know that you poured that stuff on your hands, so your hand's gonna be feeling a bit better. That's good. That's good. What about the third-degree burns everywhere else?
hold on,
Like, you're gonna
officer.
need a
I've got some
shower
healing
in
medical
that.
juice.
Well, pop your head back on and you'll be good as new.
I'll
Poor
just-
Officer Deathflag.
I'll just staple your brain back in. Okay.
Wait, does he have a Fitbit on?
That's how you can tell what your status is, yes.
You have to mix the herbs with the chemical. The way the crafting works in this game is that there's a chemical that you mix with various other items to get the items that you need. Oh, Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
Boy, you're about to see someone.
Is it the exit?
Tasty bullets. Yum.
Lots of iron for you.
Ryan, it's not the exit, but it is the exit wound.
Hey. Stomp on his head just to be sure.
He's not dead, is he?
No. That's why he shot himself in the head, to show off the fact that, he can't be
kill him.
killed. Yeah.
He's nigh invulnerable.
Nigh being the key word here.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what Marvel hero are these people? Are they the Hulk or are they Wolverine?
Hulkverine?
Hulk.
Hulkverine? Okay.
I mean, that has happened, so.
Wait, there's been a Hulkverine?
Not quite, but yeah, there has been a Hulk with, Agent X stuff.
Oh, okay. Like, I know that the Hulk is supposed to be able to heal faster than normal people, but not like...
Not Wolverine.
Not
Fast.
Wolverine.
I'm glad that they brought back the mechanic where you rotate items around in 3D and examine parts of them to get other items out of them. 'Cause I always found that fun, in a silly sort of way.
A little bit, yeah. And... Nope.
Ooh, my ankles. Okay.
It's okay, I'll just pour some stuff on my hand and I'll feel better.
All right. Well, that's...
The first aid medical thing just ends up being the cure for everything. Oh, you burned your soup. A little first aid medical, so we'll put that right up.
And
Now
I thought that the healing jelly from Trauma Center was silly.
Now that we have the pocket knife, we can actually break the Mr. Everywheres without wasting bullets. Not every Mr. Everywhere is within knife swatting range, but, enough of them are that you don't have to shoot most of them.
I've played too much Arkham. I expect to see 75 EXP pop up when you destroy those.
Okay, so question. Does the hard mode in this game do the thing that the old Resident Evils do, where the items are split by box and you have to backtrack to get them?
No.
No?
As far as I know, no.
Is
That
there
wasn't
a mod that does that?
that wasn't hard mode though. That was real survivor mode, which was its own separate thing apart from the difficulty modes. And that was only remake 1 that did that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was based on a cut concept for the original game, if I recall.